Every day, in the thousands of homes and apartments across Shreveport, someone does this, and this, this, and no matter who you are or where you live, this. Every day, the City of Shreveport's Department of Operational Services, or DOS, works to make sure that clean water is flowing and sewage is treated for over 200,000 city residents. It is a job that never sleeps and takes no vacation. Daily, city employees work to provide up to 65 million gallons of fresh, clean drinking water and purify up to 100 million gallons of sewage. It's a dirty, tough job that's getting even harder.
This was a scene for much of the weekend as 4,000 gallons per minute of raw sewage spewed into Champion Lake.
Old infrastructure is crumbling across the city, forcing the Department of Operational Services to patch and mend, to put Band-Aids on the problems. Those Band-Aids are not holding.
Sewer main is cracked down the pipe.
This is video of a broken underground sewer pipe. It is one of many. For too many years, what has been out of sight has been out of mind, leading to a critical situation citywide. Part of the problem is that Shreveport is not a young city, and neither is its sewer or water infrastructure. The City of Shreveport christened its first water treatment facility in 1887. The Shreveport Water Works Company opened the McNeil Water Treatment Plant near downtown to great fanfare. It stood alone until the construction of the T.L. Amos Water Treatment Plant on the shores of Cross Lake in 1929. Now, more than 80 years later, Amos is the City of Shreveport's only drinking water treatment facility. Though upgraded and rehabbed over the years, the plant's capacity is at its maximum. It can do no more.
My fear is not having the water available to pump out to the consumers based on the fact that we've reached our maximum capacity. That's my biggest fear. Although we keep doing rehabilitation projects at this plant, none of the projects increase the capacity of the plant. So we have all our eggs in one basket.
On hot summer days, the Amos plant pumps near its intended capacity. Long stretches of dry weather mean trouble. When the level at Cross Lake drops too low to pump, water can be diverted from the city's backup water source, 12 Mile Bayou. All of these movements of water depend on a series of pumps. The failure of these pumps could lead to immediate pressure losses all over the city. Clean water treated at Amos goes into a series of pipes across Shreveport that are breaking from age and weather. One cold snap in January of 2010 caused an astounding 172 water main breaks and 5,000 leaks. It's a common problem for DOS to repair a break at one location, only to see several other leaks occur close by.
Our infrastructure is aging very badly. It's very old, and we have been making repairs and repairs and repairs when we really need to be replacing a lot of this infrastructure. We're band-aiding the system because we don't have the funds to replace everything that needs to be replaced. So when we just do a band-aid repair, that doesn't take care of the entire problem.
A relatively new concern as the city grapples with the issue of water and sewage is the Federal Environmental Protection Agency. Until the 1970s, the city of Shreveport collected sewage and pumped it, untreated, into the Red River. The Clean Water Act forced all cities to build sewer treatment plants. Shreveport's underground sewage infrastructure is breaking down now in a big way. In 2009, the EPA informed the city that Shreveport was in violation of the Clean Water Act for discharging raw sewage into the environment.
This location is Southern and the alley running between College. This is a manhole at the intersection of Quirby's and Broadmead. This is the dead end of Kingstown. This is the intersection of Sugarleaf and Coyth.
Over the past 7 years, the city has recorded 1,300 sanitary sewer overflows, also known as SSOs, into homes, businesses, and the environment. Mildred Williams is one of hundreds of Shreveporters who's experienced the problem in a very personal way. Over the course of 18 months, Williams' Southern Hills home flooded with sewage twice.
It was just something that was totally unbelievable for a person to have to go through.
Williams lost everything. Furniture, carpet, sheetrock, all had to be replaced and then replaced again. Williams lives in fear of bad weather and high water and the possibility that her nightmare might reoccur.
I'm just in fear because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen.
Williams says moving is not an option, that she shouldn't be chased out of her home.
If there is a problem with the drainage system, there's a problem with the sewer system, whatever the problem is, it needs to be contained. I should not have to run from this. I should be able to live in my home.
The SSOs have led the EPA and the Department of Justice to put the city under a consent decree. The city can put together a plan for making repairs, but that plan has to be approved by EPA and the Department of Justice. If the city does not meet the federally approved schedule and make the repairs, the Department of Justice will fine the city millions of dollars.
They set a schedule for us and we do not meet that schedule for work, they will start fining us millions of dollars.
That money will not stay local.
No, it will not stay local, and it won't fix anything either.
Why the sewer overflow problems? Age, once again, plays a huge role.
The age of most of the sewer pipes hidden under the ground away from view is 50 years. Add to that the corrosive nature of sewer systems and the fact that they require near constant repair and upgrade.
When you do this at your home or office, the wastewater travels down a series of pipes to one of 116 lift stations across the city. The sewage flows to the lift station through gravity pipes, and at the lift station is lifted through a series of pressurized pipes to the treatment plant. These 116 lift stations, staffed by just 14 dedicated employees, are the gatekeepers to the treatment plants. It is here that the worst of the items people flush are caught.
We see car tires, wheels, all kinds of children's toys. We have a lot of false teeth.
The single most offensive culprit is this: cooking grease, flushed down home drains and dumped illegally into the city's sewer system, coats pipes and equipment, leading to stop-ups and breakdowns.
People don't realize, I suppose, that when you dump the frying pan contents down the sewer, it's come right to these lift stations, and so we see awful lot of grease, and the grease is a real major problem for us. Very often we have to have a vacuum truck that comes in to literally suck the grease out because the grease won't go through the system when it gets into big clumps. So we have to have a vacuum truck to come in and suck it out of the system. But it literally will clog up our pumps, clog up all the pipes. Some of it attaches itself to the pipes, which obviously causes major problems. So, grease is a serious problem.
Age, weather, lack of human resources, and grease complicate the problem. But the biggest issue is lack of money. It has been estimated that the repairs and upgrades needed on the sewer side alone will cost $200 million. Because of the EPA DOJ consent decree, this is a city priority. But $200 million on the sewer side does nothing to repair drinking water pipes, pumps, increase the city's drinking water capacity, or at some point to search for a new source of drinking water or to dredge Cross Lake. These projects add $550 million to the total. It is a remarkable amount of money, but other cities are dealing with the same issues. There are two ways to make the improvements: pay-as-you-go or long-term financing. Under pay-as-you-go would be options such as water or sewer rate increases or a tax that would be specifically tied to improvements in infrastructure. This method would incur no long-term debt. Long-term financing could include both revenue and general obligation bonds, which would incur debt. There are sound arguments for both options. Under pay-as-you-go, no debt is incurred, but the improvements are limited to the cash on hand. Under long-term financing, bonding allows a small amount of money to be leveraged into much more, which generally means projects can be done faster. Remember that borrowed money would be more expensive to repay because of the interest accrued. Increased fees of some sort would still be needed to pay off the bonds, so many governments use a combination of these methods to meet their infrastructure needs. One thing, though, is certain. Whatever is decided must be decided quickly, because the situation, left alone, will most certainly get worse.
Doing nothing is not an option. It is going to take a lot of money and a lot of time to fix everything right, but doing nothing is not an option. We'll continue to have more and more problems that cost us more money to fix it at 2 o'clock in the morning than it would be to repair the whole thing in a planned manner.
I'm Liz Swain, reporting.